Continuous insulation defined. Continuous insulation is insulation that runs continuously over structural members and is free of significant thermal bridging, such as rigid foam insulation above the ceiling deck. It is installed on the interior, exterior, or is integral to any opaque surface of the building envelope. So, why do we need continuous insulation? We need continuous insulation as a strategy to reduce CO2 emissions which are caused by heating and cooling our buildings. Now, CO2 is a heat trapping gas, or we often refer to it as a greenhouse gas, which occurs from the extraction and burning of fossil fuels such as coal or oil or natural gas, and from natural processes like wildfires. But since the 18th century, human activities have increased CO2 in the atmosphere by 50%. NOAA has reported global atmospheric CO2 was increasing at a rapid rate and got a new record high between 2021 and 2022, by 2 parts per million in that 1 year. And so this is much more than occurs naturally. And so, what are some of the results of this increased carbon in the atmosphere? Well, we see loss of sea ice, sea level rise, heat waves, crop seasons are changing, drought, wildfires, species extinction, displaced habitats, acidification, and more. So we want to eliminate that heat loss, or energy loss rather, and we do that one way is through continuous insulation. Well, exactly what it does is it eliminates something called thermal bridging. And so thermal bridging is where we see the framing elements here in the top picture in yellow, the bottom picture in yellow, and the residential example, the commercial example below. In fact, if we can eliminate most of that thermal bridging, we can save between 20 and 70% of the energy flow through the building and walls. And so that's significant. A majority of EIFs are in commercial buildings where they play a pivotal role in this way, decreasing energy consumption. And the non-residential segment accounted for the largest revenue share of more than 57% of the EIFs market. But certainly there are a lot of homes in this country that are clad with EIFs. EIFs achieves a 50% energy savings for both commercial and residential buildings over typical materials that might be used. This is a statistic that is referenced by the U.S. Department of Energy.